Monterey Trail was moved to the Metro League after their tenure in the Delta League. Last season ended prematurely in the first round of the playoffs against Vacavillie, but the Mustangs returned, touting a roster chock full of seniors and a few talented underclassmen. Preparation started back in June, practicing and conditioning rigorously through the sweltering heat. When the season finally rolled around in August, their first game was against rival school Sheldon. Last season, they had been defeated by the Huskies 35-20, but they wanted to prove this season was different. The Mustangs routed them 41-6, shutting down everything they had by the second quarter.
First game of the season was the greatest. We got to replay Sheldon and we put it on them, and it kind of set up the rest of our season.
Their next two games would be away from home, one against a prestigious Bay Area team in San Ramon Valley, and another at Spanish Springs in Reno. San Ramon held the Mustangs to only 27 points. The next week, the Mustangs attacked Spanish Springs, racking up 47 points and only allowing 16. After these initial games, they could only go upward, beating all their opponents with final scores averaging over 50 points. They nearly shut out all their league games, only allowing 6 points against the 5 teams they played. The playoffs gave the Mustangs a bigger challenge by the time Oak Ridge rolled around. Contrary to their other games, Monterey Trail's opponent Oak Ridge was seemingly able to shut down the running attack. The first half was going really slow compared to other games, a defensive onslaught on both sides. In the second half, and after a few halftime adjustments, the Mustangs were able to boost themselves way ahead of their competition and beat Oak Ridge 48-20. Folsom had won the championship game the year prior against St. Mary's, but the Mustangs didn't want history to repeat itself. This game was the goal of their season from the start. It was an electric night at Hornet Stadium. The band and cheer were there, along with a slew of parents, staff, and students to support their Mustangs.
We didn't want to be that class to just be a one and done and out. Like, we wanted to keep going, and we had a goal since the beginning of the season to just do our thing and just keep winning, you know.
Folsom struck first, putting 7 points on the board, and the Mustangs struggled to catch up. This pattern continued throughout the game. More so than the Oak Ridge game, their running game was all but shut down completely. Halftime greeted the Mustangs with a 13-21 score. This was the first time they'd been behind at the start of the half. After halftime, Folsom would not let up, despite the fierce opposition that was being given by the Mustangs. The game came to an end with a 25-63 final score. Although Monterey Trail had been defeated, they had made it far into the playoffs, and their fans celebrated their progress no matter the outcome.